you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Well, welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to some Broadway World over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, iHeart, and Spotify. And, I love the public so much. I love working with the public. I love seeing theater at the public. I love being one of the people who get to go to Joe's Pub or go to I'm not cool enough to have a show at Joe's Pub, but I'm cool enough to see a show at Joe's Pub. And I hear that there's a new show coming to the public that is like 162 hours long that Jamie had to have memorized pages and pages of. This is the show. I don't know how you all are on stage for as long as you are. You are monsters, you are beasts, you are warriors, you are actors that are out here creating the next great generation of work over at the public. And to tell us all about it, Jamie Sanders is here. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Robert. I'm so happy to be here talking to you.
I am very excited that November 4th preview started for a show coming to the public in a limited run, so you need to get your tickets.
Yes.
About the life of 17s from 20 to 24. You're showing the life. You're literally showing chapters of people's lives. Tell us about the show.
So basically, initiative. So it's in 2000 to 2004 specifically, and it is a millennial queer coming of age epic, if that's safe to say. It's long. That's the thing that's the first thing I always have to say to anyone who I'm talking to about it, and that's not like a warning. That's just like an understanding of the breadth of experience that is communicated. Because what else of the playwright has done is she has really charted the experience of not just queer teenagers. There is a centering of the queer experience, but it really is just of like what it was like to be a teenager from, like, let's say 1999 through 2004. And she makes very important strides in showing the incremental changes that happen in anyone's experience. I mean, my mom was in high school in the late 60s, early 70s, and she came and saw this just last night, and she was saying the ways that she saw her own experience, her own life as a teenager, even with decades and decades separating it, that there is a certain universal truth to the teenage experience, but there are also specifics of 1999 to 2004, and Else has condensed this, and she has taken the time necessary to explore what those changes mean for individual kids, teenagers, basically, in that era.
Which is what I find so I graduated high school in 2002.
Amazing.
And I wasn't out yet, but I was a little closeted gay boy in high school. And this show then seems like it is very much up my ilk. I get it from growing up in New Jersey. If you're somebody we all went to high school, we all had those awkward days. We were all trying to figure out who we were. This is a show for you. Else Went was an alumni of the public's emerging writer group. So she returns to where she learned and was a mentee, and in the mentorship program, and gets to have her show. What's it been like to work with this experience and that part of the show?
Well, it's so spectacular to be joining this process, because Else and her wife, Emma, who is our director, and a number of the members of our cast have been with this show since all the way back at Playwright Realm when they did the first version of it. And it's been on almost a decade-long journey. And I joined maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. But immediately, and Christopher, who is also in the cast, he and I joined during the same stage when it kind of came to the public. But so finding Elsa's passion and Emma's passion as two people who grew up in a small coastal California town, as queer teenagers, it is telling their own story, and it is telling the stories of people who are no longer with us, and the passion that they bring and they approach every second in the room with is infectious and exciting, and it makes me happy to show up to work every day. And to be entirely frank, I play one of the gentlemen who says a number of words about, say, queer people. That I have to find a place in myself where I say that comfortably and without blinking. And they have created a space where I feel borderline honored. Weird to say, I feel honored to have been given a character who carries ugliness in his heart, and yet Else has also imbued him with humanity that he might not have afforded to her. And I think that's something that I always try to honor, is that I'm playing a remarkably nuanced human being, and I'm not just a one-dimensional character for and then the queer characters, they bounce off him and he's so bad and then he gets out of there. It's like, no, I have an entire experience, and that's also why the length of this show is so considered and so thoughtful. Not a single second is wasted, and anytime a second drags, Else goes, well, we change that, we shift that, we adjust that, we take that out, we put something else in later. And just like watching her process, she is so assured in this space now, where she has had these 10 years of putting her heart and soul and her experience as a writer into this. And she has other plays that I've read, and I love them so much as well. There's one, Degenerates. Keep an eye out for that. I won't even say the premise and the plot. Just if you see the name Degenerates by Else Went, go check it out. It's she is a singularly spectacular playwright, and I am so excited to be in the orbit of her creative process.
I love this so much. I love this new, original, unique perspective with great writing. I'm sure in the okay, listen, it's 5 hours, everybody. Okay, yeah. It's 5 hours. There are intermissions, there are breaks. You sit and binge watch a Netflix show on a Saturday for 5 hours. You can sit for 5 hours in the theater, get a comfy seat. It's not squishy in the public. It's very modern. You'll have leg room. You'll be fine. Bring a snack, buy a bottle of water, and take a moment and come see the show. What is going to keep your attention in the story for 5 hours? What is engaging that it makes us stay interested?
Well, we have a spectacular creative team who have put together just a feast, a visual feast of projections and lighting shifts. And we have this beautiful big stage that is just, oh my God, Makiko, who designed it, I forget. Oh, she had a really cool thing she said about it. Whatever she said about it was really great. But I mean, I think the visual speaks for itself. It's because it's basically like a giant auditorium, but we have all these big walls and these pillars to work with, and then the projection over it is so spectacular. And so we are playing a Dungeons and Dragons game. That is a recurring theme. And some people have gone, oh, so it's the Dungeons and Dragons play, but it's not, because there is so much more around the D&D game that pops up. But when we enter the D&D game, there are elements of fantasy and projection, and it's not just a group of people playing pretend in a room. We have an elevation of playing with, a weapon comes out of the couch and now we're actually holding a weapon, but we're still dressed like a teenager, or, a little later on, maybe pieces of our costumes as we enter the game are, more fantasy themed. And it's been very tastefully done. Kindle Almond, who also is designing, she designs a whole lot of things, but her consideration of, she had entire drawings of what our fantasy characters look like. And then she was like, and I'm not going to do the whole costume, but now we're going to take this piece of this costume design and we're going to put this into your more modern costuming. And just really all of the creative team, it is just such a journey that is, we are obviously, you are going to be following the actors through it, but just sitting there, the visual experience, there has been so much consideration put into every second of it. And I think that anyone in the audience is going to have the chance to not only sit there and enjoy every second of it, but if they want to come back again, they'll be able to come back again and look at a different part of the stage and find something new to enjoy in that. And I mean, I'm on stage, but every time I sneak out to the audience when I'm not there, we're doing Tech Week, I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, I want to watch this play. And then I have to go up and be in it. but
yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's an exciting moment. It's an exciting show. The idea of the show, and I know that the people at the Public are some of the greatest theater makers, literally in the world. And there's unique experiences, like on Sunday, where you could have dinner in between the shows and have a moment. They really have created an immersive, different experience. This is a theater experience like none other. You're not going to see this on Broadway. You can only see this off Broadway here in New York City, and you need to support the Public and what it does for you. What does it mean to be at the Public? I mean, some of the Chorus Line and Hamilton, and some of the greatest theater in the world has been gracing this stage, and it has gone on to change the world of theater.